Thank you very much for taking the time to have a discussion with us with regards to the book, The Green Rising through a fresh lens. Why don't you take the time to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity of having me. My name is Sandile Menelisi Xakaza, who is originally from Umzinyati,
Okay.
closer to Inanda, Indwetwe.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how you became involved in the project.
To be honest, the project was referred by one of our mentors, who is the best photographer, who's doing photojournalism. So he referred this project to us. Then he said, you guys must apply. There are photographers that are needed in this project. Yeah.
Tell me about your photographs. You have a few of them. You have 3 of them.
Yes.
One of which is very powerful. Tell us a little bit about the photographs. Where did they come from, and why those images?
Those ones that you just saw that are published in the book. So the first one, it's the one of a fish. It's the one of a fish which was killed by the pollution, water pollution, where you find that people are throwing the waste over the rivers, and when the flood comes, they just flood all the waste towards the main rivers where there are big fishes and other aquatic species. That was one of the powerful pictures that I chose, which shows the impact of polluting water. And also the second one, I think it's a house which was damaged by floods also. So there were people who were staying there. They just built that house right after not even 2 years. So the floods came, and then it was a huge problem for them because they were left stranded. Then they had to move from that place to another place. So I think it was a good story to show to the people, so that they can understand how does these heavy rains impact negatively on our social lifestyle. Or the last one, which is one of the so-called powerful one, and I love that one. That is Umthwalume. There was a bridge there which was built. Unfortunately, it was damaged also by the floods. It was becoming a huge problem for the people from the local community to access the bridge since it was damaged. So for the school kids, mostly whenever they're going to school, so they had to take off their clothes and go through the bridge, which was damaged, of which at some point you'd find that the water, they go as high as about to their waist. I felt that embracing this picture, showing it to people, maybe could also assist in terms of telling the story through the lens.
I mean, if you get a chance to take a look at the book, the picture shows the back of a young girl, and she's crossing.
Yes.
She's crossing a street or something, and the water is, it's above her ankles. It's going up through to her calves, and she's carrying her shoes, and she's on her way to school, and you can just imagine what's going through her head on this journey going to school through the water. And in a way, that picture and the story that it tells also tells a story about how climate is affecting this particular community by the flooding. You've got the house that was destroyed, you've got the fish that was destroyed by pollution, and you've got this. I mean, was that your goal in telling and getting these pictures and having these pictures as part of the book?
Definitely yes, because that was the main focus, to show the impact of the climate change that is caused by the floods. Because I chose to focus on the floods and also the pollution. So I think those are top pictures to tell the story, because even if I didn't say anything, I just show you the picture. You can build a story out of that.
And last question for you. What is the one thing you would want people who view your pictures and read your story in the book to take away? What's the one thing you'd want them to take away from what you've photographed and what you've told?
The one thing that they should learn. Oh, okay. I'll speak about, firstly, the one for the fish, the emphasis of not throwing the waste to the areas that are not designated for the waste. So it should be an emphasis to people that if you do this, not only you're doing it for yourself, but there is something or someone who is being affected, of which is our animals. Because at some point, we don't want to have that era where we lose some of the species. So in order for that, we should protect them. Then how are we doing that? Then we should practice not to throw the waste on those areas that are not designated for the waste.
The one about the takeaway with the fish is a really strong one.
I think it's one of the powerful one in terms of people taking something out of those illustrations, yes.
Absolutely. Well, Sandile, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and good luck.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. It's such a pleasure. I'm just hoping that people will learn out of this and they will be encouraged. They will strive to do better and protect our species and our environment as well, so that we don't lose our flora and fauna for the next generation.